Now, you are listening to BBC Upload. We have people from all across the county who have been sending in their audio. Now, have a little listen to this. This is a taster from writer Joe Holmes from Point Clear, who I'll be welcoming in the studio shortly. Now, it's called Healed by Creation, and it's all about how writing helps him mentally.
I'm Joe Holmes. I'm a 17-year-old writer, author and songwriter. I've always written, walking around the local area and letting my mind run free as I'm surrounded by fields and sea. But at the start of the year, I started writing songs as a way of healing. All of my songs started out as poetry, and so when I flicked back through my notebook, I found myself with a large collection of poems. So I started putting it together for my own personal record. But one day, I sent it to a friend who was going through a breakup. They told me that it helped them heal, and that what I'd written was so personal to me, but also entirely universal and relatable. They told me to publish it. The title was clear to me, Healed by Creation, because I was able to heal myself by creating poetry and prose. I could finally share the light of all of the ideas that swarmed my mind like fireflies over the course of the year. I remember when I was hurting, I asked my friends what to do. But you can help a blind man cross the road. You cannot make him truly see. In those hard times I wrote. A dove flies into the sun. Its wings burn. It's stuck in zero gravity. It's not moving. It can't move forward. It can't fly. Is it alive? I use storytelling to reflect what I feel inside. When I was on holiday when I was little, my swimming goggles broke. My uncle said he'd buy me a new pair, a better pair, if I throw the old ones away. But I couldn't part with them, so I didn't have any goggles. I regret that now. Watch me do the same with love.
Oh, that last line just absolutely melts my heart. That was Joe Holmes, a 17-year-old writer and author from Point Clear. You're here with me in the studio. Big warm welcome to you.
Hello, it's lovely to be in the studio with you.
Oh, I'm really happy to have you here. That last line, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, it melts my heart. I listened to it earlier today and honestly, I was welling up. It was like an episode of, I don't know, like a love series or something. It was oh God.
Well, I'm really glad to hear it touch you in that way and that it could relate to you as well.
Oh God, yeah. So, I mean, tell us what got you, what inspired you to write?
Well, I've always written. I've written fiction, I've written scripts, everything like that. And that was all fiction. That was about other things, not about me. That was creatively what I could make up and show to other people. But when I went for a hard time myself, a breakup, I was in a low place and I wanted to get my feelings out and see what they were and do something with them.
That's such a healthy way to kind of sort through your emotions as well, isn't it? I imagine that really sort of helped you, having that sort of outlet when, something like heartbreak. Was it your first heartbreak?
It was, yeah.
Oh, Joe. Oh, God, I want to tuck you under my arm and bring you home with me. Oh, dear. So that was sort of the inspiration behind the poetry, but you've always been writing, haven't you?
Yeah.
For a long time. And I love that you do kind of everything from novels and scripts. So is that sort of what you do in your spare time, mainly?
Yeah, all of my time. I started writing during my GCSEs just to calm down, and I haven't stopped. Every time where I can focus and go into my own space, I would just spend writing because it's what I love to do.
Yeah. And now you've started writing about your feelings and emotions.
Yeah.
Is it like a waterfall that won't stop? Is it like a tap that you can't turn off?
Yeah, and everywhere I am, if I feel something and have like a creative experience, I have to stop and you catch me wandering down the high street with my phone, noting down sort of an idea for a poem or something I felt, and I note that down and see what I can do with it later.
Amazing. And I mean, what we just heard there was you speaking your poetry, so spoken word, but you had it over the top of music, didn't you? What was the piece of music?
Oh, the piece of music's made by a good friend of mine called Helen Scott, and she's producing a song I wrote with Shabs, and that was the first song I wrote, and it's called By Your Side, and we're preparing that for release this year. Ooh. And that was the first song I've ever written, and it marked my entry into songwriting, and that's something I really like to do too. And some of the poetry in the book, they started off as songs.
Right, I see. So, I mean, you really are kind of across all spectrums.
Yeah, I can't stop.
You can't stop. I mean, I love that. Why not? Why not? If you enjoy it and that's what you love to do, then why not? So you're not going to be singing on the track that you're making.
Oh God, no! I wish I could sing, but I definitely cannot sing for my life.
Right. So you're writing the lyrics.
Lyricist, yeah.
And then your friend Shannon is writing the music.
The music's written. That was with a friend called Shabs in London.
Right.
And it's being produced by a friend called Shannon in Toronto.
Oh, wow. How do you know Shannon from Toronto?
Well, I know everyone because of social media, and there's some awesome Facebook groups on there for musicians and producers, and you can link with anyone from around the world. And I've met some great friends and some great collaborators, and we just keep making music and having fun, really.
Oh, how amazing. So you're really into your social media, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. On it all the time. But for the good.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I've seen your profile and I see all the posts that you're putting out, and you've done a lot of posting about coming onto the BBC today, which has been lovely. How did you find out about Upload?
Well, I got a message from my nan.
Oh.
And she was like, there's this thing called Upload. I don't really know what it is, but check it out. And I checked it out and I thought, hang on a sec, this is right up my street.
Oh,
and then
Nan.
I thought, I'm going to edit a little voiceover video and send it in for audio.
Oh, amazing. And what's your nan's name?
Pam.
Pam, if you're listening, you done good. You done good, because Joe has got himself on the radio. It's done what you wanted, I think, there. It's so brilliant. So what do you see yourself doing moving forward?
Well, I just want to keep sort of connecting with people through writing in any way I can. So I'm working on a novel at the moment, which is historical fiction based on the local area. So the village of St. Osoph, where I live, is based on the myth of St. Osoph herself, and I'm adapting that into a novel at the moment.
Oh, Joe, you sound like you've got a lovely life. You know, just writing, making stories, telling your own story as well. Oh, very exciting. So what are you hoping to do with the book? Are you hoping to sort of send it off and sort of for real?
I will be traditionally publishing it, yeah.
Oh, how exciting. And do you know even how to start to go about that?
Yeah, after lots of intensive research, I've worked it out.
Amazing. So when's that going to happen, do you think? When are you hoping to have your book finished by?
The end of the year at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many words do you write on a day? Do you write every day?
I like to think I do, but not every day I can write, so I like to sit down and try. Sometimes with fiction, say with the novel, it's really hard and I might only get 100 words in a day. But with poetry and songs, because that's more of an emotional experience, that happens any time when it demands it.
Yeah, when it comes upon you, you just have to write it all out. So your book's inspired by where you're from.
Yeah.
Do you think being in Essex, in the Essex County, does that inspire you?
Definitely, yeah. In the local area, especially walking around, I like to go for walks around like the seaside where I live, the nature environment. So the poetry book, Healed by Creation, there's photos in there of sort of shots where I walk my dog, and that's where I really get to think, and it inspires me. There's lots of different things to see, and the countryside's just lovely here.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I think people, when you think of Essex, if you're outside of Essex, you wouldn't expect us to have as much countryside as we do. And I think that's lovely that you go about and really kind of take all of that in. So if people would like to sort of know a little bit more about you or connect with you on social media, hear more of your work, where can they do that?
I'd love for you to get in touch with me. I'm on Instagram, Joe Holmes 2002. I'm on Twitter, Joe Holmes Writer, and I'm on Facebook. My Facebook page is Joseph Holmes. Just get in contact with me, search me up, and I'll be there.
Amazing. Oh, Joe, thank you so much for being on our very first BBC Upload. I mean, you are one of the firsts.
Thank you, and it's an honour to be on here. And to everyone listening, thank you very much. And to all my family supporting me, that's lovely. And thank you, Helen, for having me on the show.
Oh, you are an absolute sweetheart. I want to take you home.